live at F.A.C.S in New Orleans, and I'm here with Dr. Richard Goldfarb from Philadelphia. Dr. Goldfarb, I've had the pleasure of knowing you for many, many years, so I want to thank you, obviously, for all your loyalty, commitment, everything that you've done to really help BTL and help, really take MSculpt to a whole new level. This is a very special and exciting week for us right now. As you know, starting tomorrow is National MSculpt Week. So we're very proud of that. There's about over 30,000 applications that are submitted each and every single year, and only about 20 of them get approved for an actual week. National MSculpt Week is a big thing for us. But and of course, the month of May is Fitness Month.
Yes.
So when it comes to MSculpt, do you mind sharing with the audience, letting everyone know what is MSculpt first?
Yes, well, MSculpt, I was very fortunate, by the way, to do the original studies. Once this was approved, we spent time in producing papers, improving the technology, and that was really a great situation for BTL. Most companies don't do that, and I was just proud to be a part of that in the original group to do the approvals. What MSculpt is, it's a real paradigm shift in the industry. It is the only device that really attacks muscle. We all know that we can remove fat, we can tighten the skin, but 35% of our body is muscle, and nobody's ever approached doing anything with it. And with the company's background and what they have done with the rehabilitation for people with muscular conditions, and now we're able to build muscle in an aesthetic way, it's just been a paradigm shift.
Absolutely, and Dr. Goldfarb, I know you've been one of the pioneers behind MSculpt and all the studies that you've done. For myself, being in the industry for almost 20 years now, what I really find really special about MSculpt and everything that we've done collectively as a company and with your help is we sat on FDA approval for 18 months. The reason why we did that is we didn't want to rush to market, where we had to take a step back and say, okay, let's work out the kinks, where a lot of times you see companies do that. And I've been part of that process before. It's very frustrating for the companies. It's frustrating for the consumer, for the customers themselves, because we're learning together. The marketing might not be up to par. The efficacy might not be there. Things have to get tweaked. We sat on that FDA clearance for over 18 months because we wanted to make sure that every box was checked. Every study, MRI, ultrasound, CT, animal histology. You've done it all.
Yes.
So that to me is something that is really, I personally, myself, I think that really had a big part to play in the success that we're seeing right now with MSculpt.
Yes, I'm totally on target with that because, again, I've been with other companies that once they get one white paper or one little study done, a proof of concept study, they're ready to go out and sell it.
Yep.
But with the amount of technology that's here and the amount of proof through CT, MRI, ultrasound, and continuing studies, which is really important. Instead of the company just worrying about sales, they continue to build data, which is great for us as physicians, and it's great to tell our patients that, and we show them our papers and everything. They're just ecstatic with it. And that really helps, number one, them believe in the technology besides just our before and after pictures, but they realize that this is a real company and they're really anxious to get the procedure done.
And in terms of company, for the audience out there and for all the listeners listening right now, around the world, about BTL, BTL is, we've been around for 26 years. In over 57 countries worldwide, and we really pride ourselves because of about the 1,800 employees that we have, over 300 of them are in R&D alone. We also reinvest up to 15 to 20% annually back in R&D each and every single year. So that's something that's really special, very unique. And because when you're looking at buying a device or bringing a device into your practice, it's not just about the device, but it's also about the partnership that you have with the company. You want to make sure that the company stands behind you, is there to support you. Can you share with the audience, with our listeners, your take on BTL and the company?
Well, I think you just touched on the most important thing. The customer support, the physician support as colleagues to them is just like nothing no other company has ever put out and continues to do so. I know you, Andy, are really passionate about making sure your physicians that in your areas and also all over the country and world are really happy with it. Any little issues that may come up, you're right on top of it. and I commend you for that. But that's your passion, and when you're into something and you realize it's great technology, you're all about it. And I think that goes from the top down, from the ownership down to the leadership, down to you, who's a big director for the East Coast, and you guys do a great job. And the customer support is just second to none. I've never had that before with any other device I've ever bought.
And that's, we feel that's what it's all about family. And we talk about family all the time. For us, we want it's a family environment where we're here to help out, because I mean, this is just the beginning. And we can't tell the listeners what's going on, but there's a lot more coming out. So stay tuned. But I can promise you right now, we're in it for the long haul.
Yes.
And Goldfarb, I know you're working on lots of good stuff for us. So we're just scratching the surface right now. So
I think the other thing that I wanted to mention that's really important, I mean, our office is Center for Smart Lipo and Plastic Surgery. We do abdominoplasty, we do everything. And what we're seeing now is every time we're booking a patient for those particular procedures, we're combining it with MSculpt after.
So on that note, Dr. Goldfarb, can you maybe kind of talk a little bit how you're incorporating, because being a surgeon, obviously non-invasive technologies kind of cut into lipo procedures and they're not as effective, but how is MSculpt really integrated with your lipo?
So we do obviously the non-invasive as well as the invasive, and we always are adding on MSculpt for particular body parts. In fact, now with the new hand pieces that are out for different areas in the arms and the legs, we know that those areas which do liposuction or non-invasive stuff with, if we don't add the MSculpt, the results are good, they're not great. Now we're getting great results.
And I think one of the biggest reasons why MSculpt really has taken off is when you're looking at that perfect threesome, that perfect trifecta, especially in body contouring, it is fat, it is skin, but the body comprises of 30% muscle. So muscle is that final component that was missing this whole entire time. So having that, as a surgeon, having your skill set and being able to really take that body like an artist and really contour it, now you're able to give your patients the ultimate look.
Yes, it's amazing results we're getting. And in the beginning, before MSculpt, I used to try to have my patients get a gym membership. Well, most of them never went. We gave it to them as an option or a type of a little perk for them. Nobody ever went. Now, they may be a bit lazy and they sit on the table, they get their MSculpt treatments, and now we have the complete package. Again, as you said, we address skin, we're addressing fat, and now we're addressing a really important component of body contouring, which is muscle.
So, Dr. Goldfarb, we have a caller coming in right now. If we can take from line one, we have a question coming in from Danny in New England. Danny wants to know, can you touch upon the new small body contour applicators?
Yes. What BTL has developed, and again, it's taking us to really prove its concept and the way it's produced and the way it's working. Again, with 3D imaging and other studies that we're involved in, we're able now to address the biceps and triceps area.
Have you been working out? I mean,
a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you look jacked over there.
I have a little bit, but trying to get better, and I'm using it myself, and also for the legs and also for the calf areas. We think this, again, it's been a paradigm shift for the buttock and the abdomen, but this is really going to be a game changer, because obviously the physique of an individual isn't just their core, it's obviously their extremities, and we're just beyond thrilled with this.
I see over here one of the callers. Hi, how are you? Thank you. A lot of compliments, really appreciate everything. So we're getting a lot of compliments right now about our marketing and everything that we're doing. So can you maybe touch upon, some of the comments that you're seeing right now pop up on our screen?
Yes. Part of the marketing is obviously to get the word out. We do these customer success tours that we do throughout the entire country, and now they're going to go worldwide. And what that is it's really an opportunity for physicians who either have the device or are thinking about the device to come, listen to the science, listen to it, and most important, they get to really feel it, touch it, see it, and demonstrate it right then and there. And then they really get a real feeling on how it's going to work for their patients. And that's just been such a great way of getting the word out to everybody, along with them, again, touching and feeling it and experiencing it.
Absolutely. Well,
so we thank you for your interest in
Yes, thank you. And once again, thank you. We're loving all these comments coming in right now and the questions. We'd love to take more questions, but we'll be back. We have to take a time out right now. We have to go to some of our sponsors. So, stay tuned. Thank you very much, Dr. Goldfarb. Pleasure having you on the show again, as always.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you.
You do the best job.